cool. So we've been doing some open guard passing stuff in no-gi. Okay. Remember when we say open, we're like all the way on the outside. Now, what I want you guys to think about is like there's tons of pass styles. We did like speed passing, right? Just a more unique style for open guard passing. You can easily do some other stuff, whatever it may be. Miguel, can you think that a little bit more? Or just press pause or something. It's on the side somewhere. Right? So tons of styles. So we're gonna go over a style right now that like JT uses a lot. Okay? JT, if you train with him, which some of you have, or at least you watch him, which some of you have, JT, 90% of JT's weight is like in that dude's butt and thigh. Okay? Dude's super strong, he's got tree trunks for legs, his base is phenomenal. It's really hard, if not nearly impossible, to sweep JT. Okay? So what we're gonna do is create a different version of a headquarter position to pass from. Okay? So most common headquarter position is basically like here, right? Some people's headquarter position is here. Some people's anybody can kind of like have a headquarter position, pass from whatever it may be, but like one of the most common ones is that like neutral knee cut position, right? So what I want you guys to think about is like there's plenty of different ways of like creating a type of headquarters, and the one that you're about to see is like one that like JT does a lot. It's really strong. Okay. Now you can create this position in many different ways. But like one leg's gonna basically be like shelf, and the other leg's gonna be stapling it down. So you're basically like in a like a backstepping knee cut like position, right? So the position we're gonna work from is basically being like here like this. Okay, if you want to, you could be here like this. You can be here like this, but this is really tough here because what I'm doing is I'm splitting Dennis's guard. Okay. Dennis doesn't have a guard. He's not playing De La Hibo on this leg, so I'm controlling the bottom leg. I'm not in close order or anything else like that, right? The more that I can keep this thigh in here and I can keep that space out here, the more pressure that's on Dennis's legs, the more he want to put his hands somewhere to defend, okay? So what we're doing is we're using this opportunity to split, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that separation of his hips and that drive forward to get a reaction from Dennis. Now, we're going to come to a point, okay? That point is when we react. Now Dennis has like a window of time, and it's probably like 4 or 5 inches on his hips in terms of where we're at and where we're going to react, because no reaction is a reaction. Okay? No reaction is do whatever you want. When he reacts left, we can go right. When he reacts right, we can go left. Okay? So there's plenty of ways of doing that. So like just for example, so you guys see like what I'm talking about here. I'm not really big into close guard because I'm awful at it, but like you can easily step up and you can push. And you can see you're already in that position, right? There's plenty of ways of getting there. Okay? You could easily do it, like again, like if we did like De La Hibo, like you could push, you could step, you can come into that position, right? So the position itself isn't too unique. You should feel comfortable going in, right? But once we're there, what we're doing again is we're separating the legs, we're gonna drive forward, and I'm gonna talk about Dennis's reactions as we move from there, okay? So once you get to this position here, what I like to do is like to turn that outside leg, so I do it on this side, I turn these toes here, because what I wanna do is try and like, not let Dennis bend that leg too much. So the more that I open up and I stay like below his knee, the harder it is for me to get work that leg into play. Okay. If you stay too long here, like you may get that hook in. So like really think about like being in here. I'm opening up my toes, right? If you want to actually put your knee down, you can. But the problem with this is that I've got 2 points of contact. And if all my weight is here and here, Dennis may sort of move and shift, and I'm going to kind of like lose my balance. You can let go of that foot, put all that weight on his thigh now. Now your weight's on here in his thigh. But now you're not really heavy up here. So I try to like basically glue this leg inside. You can come here if you like with a leg drag modification, or you can just hold. But I'm trying to keep this pressure inside here like this, okay? What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna drive towards Dennis's chest. Dennis is gonna have 3 choices. He can post on this shoulder, he can post on this shoulder, or he can stay in the middle, which would be doing nothing or doing something of no value, okay? Because if he posts in the middle, you can kind of go any direction you like, okay? When he closes the door, you can pick the opposite side. So when I come here, Dennis picks his shoulder. That's the one he's pushing, right? You can feel that pressure here, okay? What I'll do now is I'll take that hand from the knee, when it's on the same side of the knee, and I'll place my hand on the ribs, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to shift. You can come right over to your knee cup position, and from there you can grab the face, you can drop the leg, you can go to the hip if you like, right? If you remember, JT does a Lamborghini door. It's one of the positions he gets a Lamborghini door from, okay? Because since he's posted on this side, it's easy to put your hand there and switch sides, okay? Now, if we get here, and Dennis posts on this side, and he stops me from going to that way, I'm seeing that opportunity. I'm reaching for a cross face. That knee is on the mat. I'm hitting my hip next. This hand's gonna come underneath this leg, because now I can use it to push, and then come back to hip, okay? If Dennis does any kind of post of somewhere in the middle, you can do anything you want because all doors are open. Does that make sense? What I want you to do is realistically create multiple different positions here because you're going to get some kind of reaction from Dennis. Okay? Intelligently, a higher belt, even when they're losing, is going to funnel you towards a specific path because they have a better defense with a specific style, right? So like, I'm better at defending having my back taken than I am defending trying to get out of side control. So I will bait when I'm losing. If he's going to go somewhere, he's going towards my back because that gives me my highest percentage. That's happening instantly out of habit, right? Someone else may feel more comfortable doing it from side control in the back or mount to the back, whatever it may be, okay? So you need to feel all these different styles. So you want to feel a post here and a post here, okay? And then from there you can create any pass sequence you like, okay? Let's turn a little bit. So again, you could be like in a De La Riva position. You could push, you could step inside, right? We could have been in closed guard. We can step up, we can push, we can be inside, okay? From there, he's picking. He posts on that shoulder. I'm still leaning on that arm, that dead arm. He's going to be flat. Don't lean back, because now that post is doing nothing. Lean on that post. Put that hand on the ribs, and all we're going to do is switch sides. Here. From there, you can cross face, because that arm is now not protecting his face. If you want to only have one arm, you can put that knee down. You can hit him with a hip check here. You can do whatever you like, right? If he commits to this side, he pushes me away. I'm coming to this side, hit him with the cross face, inside of that leg. So now as I come off, I'll rewind the hips and push and go back to the side. Does that make sense? He can't do everything. The key there is being there and being able to create a reaction, then reacting instantaneously to the correct way. Does that make sense? So again, really, really focus here. You can kind of do whatever you like, okay? If you want to like go to a specific pass style, and I don't want to like really get too deep into this because I want you to kind of get what we're doing. If you were to hit that shift over to this side, and like you get here, you can easily go here. You can go over, under, double under position, right? You can easily jump for a leg lock if you like. I don't really care what you're doing, but we're using a new style of approach to get to a different position we've already been hundreds of times. That's the key. We're giving you another familiarity in how to move forward. Does that make sense, everybody? So on person on top, I would articulate, this is how I would do it. Don't do it if you don't feel comfortable. Dennis, when I get to that HQ position and I settle down, don't tell me which one you're going to do, but do that and commit to that reaction. It could be nothing, it could be in the middle, which is still nothing, or it could be left, or it could be right. Regardless, you put your dead weight on it. Does that make sense? If you do that correctly, and you go as slow as you want to without stopping, you go right into any pass sequence that you like. I would say stick to the knee cut because that feels really comfortable. The back set feels really comfortable as well, but you can easily do some other stuff. If you want to go over, under, double under, it's really up to you. Does that make sense, everybody? Does anyone have any questions? Okay, so the most common one you're going to get is going to be that post on the side of the window of where it looks like you're coming to, which is why the knee cut switching sides is going to be probably the most common one. Again, it's up to you. JT taught you Lamborghini doors, so you should feel very comfortable doing that because we've already gone over it before, but it should be more easy for you to do because you've been there hundreds of times more than the back step. Are we cool? Questions?
Can you do it one more time?
Yes, ma'am. You want to see a specific start, specific end, or just in general?
Oh, just in general.
Huh?
Just in general. Oh.
This is basically how JT and Andre stop heel hooks.
Correct. So if you watch JT, if you watch like Andre, like especially when he's training Philippe, when he's fighting Philippe, he's always telling him to come into this position. Right. This is a very good way to stop a lot of leg entries because of the way that your legs are. Now, if you like just came in here like this, not a good idea, right? But he talks about being in here like this. Man, JT's weight here is so heavy that it'll like snap your hips like a wishing bone, right? But again, it's like gotta answer the question correctly, right? So we were here. You can push. You can already see that leg trapped. You can be here. Okay. Lean forward. He doesn't react at all. Do whatever you want. When he does, commit. Hand goes on the side, the opposite side, right? I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna go right into my knee cut position. From there, you can dip. You can turn if you like. Take it back. You can do whatever you want. I think that's gonna be your most common reaction. Some of you just gonna feel like he's not reacting. Yeah, put your hand there and go. Do not wait. Feel that balance. If you feel like you're falling over, that should be where your hand goes to a position because you're gonna catch your balance. Cool? I'll be around. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.